All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Sue, and I am from OML Embroidery. And welcome to Sunset with Sue, Digitizing After Dark. I guess we named it that because we're doing completely different stuff. It's daylight now, but some people will be in the dark. Actually, maybe it's the people who aren't following along that are in the dark. How about that? How about that? So Cindy Bryski, welcome. Cindy just got the Perfect Embroidery Pro software, and she just installed it, and she's raring to go. Louisa, hello. Misha, of course. Jackie, hello. Muriel, hello. Lots of new people happening. Make sure you give this a like, subscribe to the channel so we can keep this going. I have been doing a lot of work and studying in the last, say, month or so. And I've got a lot of new things coming up that you guys are going to love. Lila, hello, Lila. And Alicia, I'm glad you made it, Alicia. Rick, hello. Ronog, hello. Donna Branton, hi. Catherine from Rio Rancho. Nice. Lise, oh yeah, from Norway. We're all here. This is our fun time. This is where we learn to do stuff. Now, if you are new to digitizing and new to the Sunset with Sue series, there are many more videos before this one. So we're kind of dealing with more advanced, and we're working on satin stitches. So if you have trouble following along, don't worry. There's a lot of videos to get you up to speed on this. I think there's like 45 or something. Hi, Karina. I'm glad you're here too. Awesome. So yeah, feel free to do this. And the way that we're digitizing and learning how to digitize, I'm doing it in Perfect Embroidery Professional because I like it. It's fun. But you can do everything that I do in your own software. So you don't have to have this software, but you know, we'll be using satin stitches, we'll be using shapes, and every other digitizing software has that. So I'm trying to get people out of a rut that they can only learn from videos in their software. If you start picking up on this, you can learn so much more. So let's remember that you don't have to do it in Perfect Embroidery Pro. I just happen to enjoy the software, so it's fun to play in here. So today we're going to continue on with our Christmas theme, and we're going to stitch out some holly. I don't know if you guys saw the thumbnail or the title cover page in OML Embroidery and OML Embroidery University. We're going to make some holly. And remember, as always, you guys, no clip art. We are not using anybody else's designs or clip art or anything. And every single one that you make will be different from, say, mine. So it's original embroidery designs, and I think this is an absolutely fantastic way to make your own designs. I think it's so much better. So, as usual, I go up here to this one, artwork, and it's shapes. So I started off with a rectangle. You got to start off somewhere, and I thought this would be the easiest. It was a bit skinny, so I made it a little bit wider. And to create our shape, I go into node mode, which is, you know, the point editor. I call it node mode, but you know. And I'm going to start adding points because this is where we're going to start at the top, and then we're going to work our way down. And although this looks kind of complicated, it really isn't. It is not bad at all. So let's try. I see some flickering. Are we flickering? I wish YouTube would get themselves together. Is it flickering? It is. How very annoying. All right. right, well, there we go. I'll make it quick then if we're gonna have a session like that. So I'm gonna add a point. Now I can see that it has the Bezier curves. So I'm gonna right away, before I even move it, I'm gonna change it to a line. And then we're gonna pull it up. Now this isn't this. It's flickering when you move the mouse. We had this problem before. It's not every time. Maybe I'll move it slower. I don't know. It's very annoying. I can see it on my top two screens. We had this problem before and then it went away. So I show an excellent connection. I don't have too many things open. I don't know what it is. So apologies. So when I start moving, it's flashing. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's my mouse. Good excuse for Santa to bring me another one. So apologies, but we'll be able to get through this one quickly enough. So I'm going to add a point, and this time I do want it to be a curve. So I'm going to go add a point, and then I'm going to bend it in. So we have this point. And this is how we start it. All right, that's driving me nuts. It's when your pointer disappears on your screen. Why does it disappear? Oh, it is kind of like flashy. If you guys could hold on for a sec, I might be able to fix that. So just hold on. It would be worth it if I could. I don't know if I can, but I might be able to. I gotta launch a little program. This is all my fancy stuff. I'll move it up here, out of your way. Yep, legacy devices. That's probably why. And mouse. All right, sorry guys. I can't pause it or edit out, right? I can't do that. So I can turn the speed down. Is that better? Because maybe it's not able to track it. No, it is not better. I can move it right down. Lighting, calibration. All right, I'm gonna slow it right down and see if that works. All right. Yeah, sorry, bear with me. I know it sucks, and we haven't had this for a long time. It has something to do with the streaming, and it's really annoying that it does this. So streaming, yeah, it's still doing it. It doesn't want to read. It doesn't want to read it properly. It's like overwhelmed or something, and it's YouTube. They've changed so much that it's crazy. I might not be able to do anything about it. I'm just looking to see if I can find something quickly. So we might have to, sadly, put up with it. So edit the shot maybe. That might be it. Screen capture. Okay, just give me a sec. There is probably something I can change here. I would think. Drop shadow, no. Sound, we're good on sound. I'm not going to mess with that for sure. Smooth transitions. I don't care about transitions. Capture type. Show cursor. So no cursor, no problems. Cursor and problems. So yeah, that's what it is. Okay, we're not going to be able to fix it here. It's very annoying. If I put it to any other selection, you won't be able to get the pop-ups, although we're not popping up too much. Let me try one thing. Nothing changed, hopefully. No. See if that makes it better. Is that better? That might be. I may have fixed it. Can you guys see my mouse? Mousey, mousey. Can you disconnect the mouse and then reconnect? No, because it's underneath my desk and there's a gazillion wires. I may have fixed it. I can't see the mouse though. Capture video, show cursor. So no, you guys can't see my mouse. Okay, so I know Donna says can't see the mouse. So what's better, flickering or I can like tell you guys where I'm going, and it's not flickering, but you can't see my mouse. Those are our only choices apparently, which is terrible. So let me know. There's no batteries. No mouse is better. Yeah, I'm gonna agree. And you guys, I'll try to slow down a little bit. My apologies for that. I don't know. No mouse is better. Yeah, we could still follow along, and I will I circle a lot of things, but I'll kind of try to highlight it like this. This one. Yeah, you can't see that either. Oh, you can. How about if we zoom right into, and then you can see what I'm highlighting. So, okay, we've bent these in, we've moved them in, and I haven't done anything other than just bend them in. Now, this is one design where you can't, or shouldn't, I guess, you shouldn't do it perfectly. Here's my finished one, and it's completely off. So if you have your grid on, turn your grid off, because we don't want a perfect leaf. That is not what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more points part way down, and we're going to do an add the point. Now what we're doing here is we're making the curvy parts on this. So that's what we're doing. So these parts right here is what we're doing. So this one is a line point, and this one is the curve. So if you put the curve back, you can see I didn't adjust it at all. It's just pulled in. So let's go back to the one that we're working on. So we need a point here on this one, and then we're going to have a curve, but before we bend it in, we're going to add a point and change it to a line. So right here is a line, you can tell because I'm pulling it out. And once you do that, let's do it on the other side. So add point, again, just eyeball everything, add point, turn it to a line, and then we can do this part. Look, we can do this part. And it's starting to look pretty good. Pretty good. Are we following along okay? Cindy King, since I'm sewing and listening, it's not a problem. That's why we love you, Cindy. It's not a problem. So we've got a bend here. We've got a bit of a bend here. This one does not. This one here does not match. So we're okay with that. And let's do it again. So we're going to add a point here. Let me zoom right in. Add a point here. Add a point to the right side. And those are curves. It's a circle, so we're good. And then we're going to add a point, and we're going to change it to a line. And we're going to do the same thing on the right side. So we're going to add a point, we're going to right click, and we're going to change it to a line. That's how we do it in this software. It's a right click. So I'm not seeing any changes. No way. All right, jeepers, man. Switch back to monitor. Yeah, wow. Can't see anything. The screen is frozen. You know, wow is all I'm saying. Oh, there, got it back. So it didn't like window. So I'm going to take my mouse off and see if this moves. It's moving on mine. Let's see if it's on yours. Just give it a sec. Now back. Yeah, all right. All right, well, it didn't like it. Let's go back then. So what I did here is I added a point here, and it's a curve, and a point here, and then I added this one and changed it to a line, and then I added this one and changed it to a line, and I added a curve one. We'll go back to here. I added a curve one here and a curve one here, and then two more straight points. So in this software, you right click, add a point, right click, and then you can change it to a line. So your software might be different, but there we go. So we're going to bend this in, and you know, everything's, you don't want to bring it in this far or only a tiny bit because you won't get the look, but part way is fine. Now I'm just going to click on apply to get rid of those other lines. So look how we're doing it. Now it's there's a rhythm to it. So the top part is line, and then curve, and then straight, and then curve, and then straight, and curve, and straight. And we can end it here. You can make as many as you want. Now, it really, really depends on how big you guys are making this, because you can, if you're having difficulty following along, there's a line in the top ruler that shows the position. Oh, hey, can we make that bigger? Probably not. I could even maybe draw out. Nah, I guess that won't help. I'll just try to keep moving them and keep going. So why don't we add right here, we're going to add point and leave it as a curve. Yeah, that might be okay. You can leave the bottom a straight edge as well. So add point. Now we already have our points here, here and here, our points here and here. So all we have to do is, well, you could leave it square like this if we're going to put things on like that. And there's one on each side. I wish I could make that bigger. I wish it would actually work. That's what I wish. I really do. So there's a couple things we can do. We can move this in and kind of make it look like, you know, kind of like a stem right here. It depends on what you're creating with it. That, I mean, that doesn't look like a stem, but you know what I'm getting at. Or you can make it rounded so we can tuck it in. I might leave this one as rounded. It looks fine like that. So let's move over to this one. Now this is perfectly fine. If you look at all the parts that go out and in and out, you can see that, you know, this one here on the left and this one here on the right, they don't match, and that's fine. So now what are you going to do? Because remember, this is only an outline and it's not stitches. So there are quite a few ways that we can finish this off. Now, the easiest, let's go from the easiest to the hardest. I'm going to put on my 3D so you can see it. On this one, I just filled it with fill stitches, and there's nothing wrong with that. And because it's fill stitches, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, and it's still going to look great. You don't have to worry about anything splitting or anything else like that. So on the next one, I did, I split it so there's two colors. Often you see the two colors in it, so it's kind of thick leaves and it's kind of weird. So all I did was digitize and put it in half and just put it in fill stitches. If you're using Hatch or you have the right stitch artist, you can just take this one and just knife cut down the middle and you'll have two parts, change one color, there you go. So that's kind of easy. We're, you know, this is okay if you're doing small. This is okay. It looks great, and you can make it small. But how about we get super fancy here and we do our satin stitches, because I'm excited about satin stitches. It's really awesome. Oops, I'm showing my stuff. I need this over here to work on. Maybe down here to work on, because we're going to do satin stitches. And I am going to use the satin stitches that I didn't use before. So up here at the top, you'll be able to see it. Remember, I used the classic satin, which is the side to side to side one. I'm going to use this satin, which is satin. The shortcut is 3. And it's you do one side and you do the other. This is absolutely perfect for it. And it's easier than using the other one. So I'm going to change and say that they each have their work. I use the classic satin more, and I do use this one once in a while. So let's grab the regular satin. And the way this one works, I'm going to start at the bottom. You won't be able to see it, I guess, until I click. Start on the bottom, and can you guys see that okay? There's a delay, so you should be able to. Yes, you can. So, and a dotted line, and we're going to take it all the way to the top, and we're going to click, and then you can't keep going. You have to stop here. You have to tell the program that it is onto the next part of it. So we're going to hit enter, and you can see the dotted line changed to a solid line, and now I'm pulling out a dotted line. So that's what we want. If you were to keep going, then it wouldn't know what you're doing. And now all we have to do, remember the nodes that we already put in? We're going to put a corner, and we're going to put a line, and we're going to put a corner, and we're going to put a line, and we're going to put a corner, and we're going to put a line, and we're going to go one more time, corner and line, and then we're going to hit enter to finish it off. And start and stop, I'm not that worried about it. Oh no, what happened here? What happened? Okay, I'll tell you what happened. This isn't up here, and it's kind of a mess because, not from what I did, but if I go over here on the right, we can see that it's really big and the angle is kind of wonky. So let's make this whole thing just a little bit smaller, and then I want to make this one a little smaller too so it fits in. So it was just simply too big. You don't have to start again. We can work with what we've got here. It just means that the satin stitches, it's not going to go the way you want. So let's go into node mode, and what we want to do is find our angles. So where are our angles? Is this confusing? No, not really. We'll figure it out. I found it. It's right here, and it's a harsh angle. So just how I set it up. So I moved the angle, which is right here. You can see a little bit. Yes. And I'm going to hit apply, and boom. What do we have? We have a fixed one. And there's a little bit of splitting right kind of in the middle. That is just fine. That don't even worry about that. So I can move it up a little bit. So that, to me, looks better than this one, just plain, unless it's small. You wouldn't want to make this one too small. I don't think it would look good. This one with the two sides looks better than just the plain one. To me, not so big, but to me, this one looks fantastic. Yes, that's it. Misha says splitting it would make some awesome texture. So let's look at that. This one here, I kept it large. This part is 5 inches tall. And I changed the angle so everything fits in. And yes, you would get some amazing texture. Now this design here is the same thing but made small, and it looks fantastic. However, there's no splitting, so it's kind of plain. What I did do was move the angles, so the angles go in a different direction, which helps. So this one is split as well, but it's not as nice as the ones up here. But, you know, that's okay. Let's do the other side of it. And I'm gonna, instead of working on the template, I'm gonna copy this part. So we need to get our tool again, input satin path, and with this one, remember you do one side, and then we get this dotted line here. Woohoo, see it? Woohoo. And then we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna hit enter, and oops, I hit enter twice, just for fun. We probably want more of an overlap than that. And for this one, I'm going to go straight here and put a point in the corner. And then we're going to do a curve point, a square point, a curve point, a square point. You guessed it, one more curve point, and then back to the beginning and hit all of our enters. And that looks 100 times worse. So I'm missing something on the angles. How about we save ourselves time, delete that, and look what I'm going to do. Copy and paste, and we've got two of them, and then I'm going to flip it. And look at that. It's done. I just don't have my rhythm today, apparently. Now, you don't really want them crossed over, so I'm just going to move it slightly here. And you can see my straight isn't exactly straight. So let's fix it. We're going to go into node mode, and we're just going to pull this together and hit apply. Make sure we did it right. Yes. And then we're going to take the other one and we're going to pull it together. Little bit of overlap because remember, the satin stitches pull quite a bit, and these ones will be pulling this way, sort of thing, and this, the other side, is going to be pulling it in the opposite direction, right? And what that means to you when you're stitching it, because you're stitching one side and then the other, is that you're going to have a gap in between. So it might be prudent to put some underlay, and the bigger it is, the worse it's going to be. So this I like, all the sizes I like, and now all you have to do is arrange them like this one right here. Can you guys see that? Yeah, maybe. Just arrange them how you want, how you see it. This one that's in blue. So, I just took this, and what I did to make it really a whole lot easier is I grouped it so each piece stays together. So while I'm playing around with it, the two pieces, see, they don't come apart. So if I have to move it, I don't accidentally click one and not the other. So it's easy to move. When you're done, then you can ungroup it, and you have to set the colors, right? Hot pink berries. All right. I don't know if I have a really good hot pink, Lynn, but there you go. No, I think the red looks a bit better. I could look. Maybe we could... oh, do you guys want to try something? Let's take the bigger one. And I'm going to go in the thread thing here, double click, no, right click, add color. And that's not the color I want. So am I not seeing pop-ups here? What you doing? Just nothing's going right. Nothing's going right, man. No, Is it behind? It probably is. I'm just having a hard time today. You can hide all the connections under the red. Ooh, aren't you clever, Karina? Yes, you can. So how is the path gonna go? Let's talk about it, because we're all about making connections. And I do notice that Karina is making fantastic connections. So let's do the connections. So the dark green is going to stitch out first. So I'm gonna unhook this so you guys can see. So this dark green, you can start anywhere you want, but I'm gonna start on the left hand side, just left to right, doesn't matter. So this guy's gonna start stitching, and if we leave it, the space between this and this is going to have a jump stitch, and we don't want that. So we are going to grab our running stitch, and we're going to go behind the raspberries, and we're going to go right to the end, hit enter. Now I'm going to leave, I'm going to leave the connection stitches up so you guys can see them, because we're just having a hard day. So it's going to go from this one, it's going to stitch the, oh, it's almost impossible to grab. It's going to stitch the connection stitch, which needs to be the same color. And then it's going to go up and stitch this here. And then all we have to do is get it to the next color. So let's pick our green, and we're going to go behind the berry, and it's just like 3 clicks on it. And we have it over here. So all 3 dark green sides are going to stitch out perfectly. Now, while we're over here, this was the last one we stitched out. Let's change colors and do it all again. So we are going to pick the same color, light green, and we're going to go behind the berry, and we're going to do that. Then this berry here, or this leaf part here, the light green, is going to stitch out. And when it's done stitching, we are going to take it from like here underneath the berry to the last part of the green. So you do have all of these, you know, threads hanging, but once you stitch the berry over it, you won't be able to see it. So that means with one thread color change, the dark greens and the light greens are going to stitch right out. So the only trim is the color change, and that's what you want. Then change the colors again for the berries, and it'll cover everything up. So the only thing you would have to do is put this in the right order. So we want dark green, and then the connector to this green, and then this green, the connector, and then this green, and then start again, light green, connector, light green, and connector and light green, done. Now for the berries, you can set it so, say this one stitches first, or sorry, this one would have to stitch first, and it's going to stop close to the other one, then stitch this one out and have it stop, you know, in the corner, and this one have it stop in the top left corner. So there you go. That's how it's done. I'm going to put this back to red lin. So that one will stitch out with, let's see, 1 trim and 2 color changes. So that's awesome. So you can do traditional stuff. I really think this is really beautiful, and it would look fantastic stitched out. As long as everything's in the right order, then it would be fantastic. And it's so pretty. And again, if you look at the YouTube thumbnail, or if you go to OML Embroidery University, you can see that I used just these designs and one of the berries, and I changed the size of the berries, and I made a border out of it. So I played around a little bit, and look what I did. And this is so easy to do. We have all the tools for it. So let me grab one of them, and I'm just going to make a couple of copies because I want them the same size. Copy, paste, and then I can just do a couple of pastes. So paste, paste, paste. I could use keyboard shortcuts as well. See, now I just grabbed one half and not the other, but that's easily fixed. So we've got a few to play around with. Now, I thought this was really cute. This design here, it was, I'm seeing a motif stitch. Yeah, oh, for sure. You can take it and make it into an outline and most certainly make a very beautiful motif stitch. But this is what I kind of saw, and I thought, wouldn't this be gorgeous like this? I don't know what you'd use it for, but you know what? It just strikes me as awesome. So see what I'm doing here? I'm making a pattern, and I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste all three and move them up. And I'm going to do a paste again, I guess. Yeah. Now we do have some jump stitches there, and we can tend to those. So copy and paste and put these three here. Now how beautiful is that? We can also do this. It's just bright and gorgeous. I mean, you could make this into a quilt square. Maybe make this circle a bit bigger. Maybe in between. Yeah, maybe. I really like this one. I saw it as pretty. Oh, I kind of removed it instead of copying and pasted. It's just like on a day. So you can make your own patterns. You can take all of this and you could make it front of a gift bag. Holly Argyle. Yeah, you know, it's a beautiful pattern. And just like I said, for some reason, it just stood out to me as like, yeah, wow. Now, here's a little trick. Here's a little trick. Quilt cornerstone. Yep, we could do that too. If you're doing the this design, the way I would do it is I would start with one of the berries, and you can see here that we got some big old nasty, right here, big old nasty jump stitches. Can we hide them? You bet. All you have to do is a running stitch from this berry to this berry. Now there will be a little line here, a little line here. You could move it closer and no one will see the one stitch right there. And then you can, you know, kind of do the same thing. Go to this one. So from this one to this one, underneath the green, and then you can go up from this one to this one and over to this one and then down. And see how we're doing it? We're getting most of them in. So you could travel around, and if you're, you know, you stand back a little bit and you look, that you won't see the one line here. You're certainly going to see this up here. You're certainly going to see the jump stitch, but you won't see the little one little stitch here. And so it's cool. What'd you make for dinner, Karina? So it's cool that way. So you can optimize just about any design. I mean, you can't do it all the time, but we can do better than this. And so remember, it has to be in the right order. And once you're looking on the side here, you can see what they are on the side. And so it would be a berry, and then a travel, and then the other berry, and a travel here, and then another berry. So just if it's not in the right order, it is really not going to look good. So that's just one idea I had, and I really liked it. And then I thought, hey, this is pretty too. This border right here. I thought bigger or smaller, maybe even smaller, that this would look really cute on, let me think about it, just about anything. I took an image of it and I used it for the graphics, and I'm like, oh, heck yeah. And then I just kind of made this shape. I'm going to show you how I did it because it's one of the parts that we didn't use, but I'm thinking kind of like this one is kind of like an outline for a pocket. So I'm thinking because you digitized it yourself. Now this one is, I'm just going to check to see how big it is. It is pretty small, 2.5 by 2.5. Let's see how it'll look a little bit smaller. So 2 by 2, which is pretty small. You could sneak that on a pair of jeans or anything just for the little design. Cute as a scalloped bunting too. See, all the ideas are flowing and it's all about patterns. And let's talk about on this one right here. I'm going to zoom into it so we're not confused. So can you picture in your mind how we're going to attach everything? Because we can do a lot of connections. We can't do them all, but we can do a lot of connections. So if we're doing, see, I have everything grouped. This is where grouping comes in handy. We're going to do this one. And then, so we're going to start with the light green. And we're going to go across to this light green. And of course, it has to be underneath. And you guys can't even see that. So let's make it just a weird color. And you still can't really see that. Kind of. Would it be better? Nope, that's much worse. So light green, walk across, light green, and then it's going to stitch it out and it's going to end at the top of this one, at the top, and then do another running stitch. I'm going to move, there we go. Do another running stitch from this one to this one, and then go back and do the same thing with your greens, your dark greens. And if you have this huge, big, long thing, that you can do all of the holly, believe it or not, all of the holly with one color change and one trim. So awesome. Border on a napkin, yeah. Sashing on a quilt, wouldn't that be cute? And like I said, because you digitized it yourself, it is 100% your design. Yours is going to be different than mine. We didn't use anybody's clip art, and you can make it as big or as small as you need. So let me just show you one last thing more I was going to say, and last at the same time. So awesome. So I used the carousel would be fun. Let's do the place. And this is where I kind of had fun playing around. Let's try something different. Let's rotate this. But this is how I came up with, you know, really cute. Oops, I got to select it. Let's do it again. Place. And that looks completely different. But look, you can play around with it. You can do an auto sequence by color. You can make it connect. Cuffs of a shirt. Yes, because you can make it pretty darn small. And I think that would be really cool. Square, that's the one that I did. And I thought, you know what? We could fill the spaces in between them with some berries, and that would just be another design. So I thought it was cool. I kind of liked this one. Let's try one more. Let's go here. We always got to use the the tools that were given. So 3 and 3, you can see where I got the pattern. And what I like to do, because there's no magic numbers, it's all on your taste. Okay, flipping it, mirroring it doesn't make any difference. Flipping it is actually kind of cool. Can you see that? All over print on a tie. Yep, you guys are rocking it. It's awesome. So we can do an offset, and that might be cool, say, with a letter in the open space. What about this? Yeah, you could do a line or something. But isn't that cool? Now that one doesn't work. Oh, because I have both on. See, now I really like what catches my attention today is this one, because I can see where we can put some berries and have, you know, a whole different pattern. And this is something, you know, on a thicker border. Let's check out the size. I always look because it drives me nuts. 6 by 1. So that's actually a really good size. This is fun, but let's make it a little more fun with a design. So I'm just stealing them. Even just those two makes it so much better. So let's copy, let's paste. And this is how you create your own stuff. And it's, let's do paste. I'll probably do a Control V after that. And you don't have to put many or too many. Let's do Control V and grab another one. But look how this changes. Control V, grab another one, and yeah, we can still put it here. Look at how cute that is already. But let's do it again, and look what we can do. We can make it, it's got to be a little smaller, but we can put smaller ones right there. And I love it. So Control C, Control V, and move it over. Isn't that cute? What do you guys think? I think the possibilities are endless. I think we could move these up a little bit, or let's do something different. Let's do Control V, and we'll put these berries that I stole from our guy back, the big ones. So I know I made some copies, but you know, go away, big ones. This is playing. To me, this is like pure happiness. So let's do Control V, and do you see how it looks completely different now? Control V, and put it here, and Control V, just one more maybe. And I think that is truly beautiful. Now these guys are behind for no reason, because they're in the wrong order. This one is too, because I have so much on my plate. So, or on my my whole entire look, my whole entire screen. I have so many, so it's nearly impossible and kind of like a waste of time for me to try to put it together. But isn't that beautiful? I really like this one. I really like the edging. And I really like this, our standard one, because you can put it in small, you know, make sure your satin stitches aren't too small. You can always switch to fill stitches. You can make, you know, just about anything out of it. I'm going to group this, and then I'm going to do a copy and a paste, and move that one, and then kind of change the angles on it. So look what happens using kind of the circular one. Can you see this starting? Would that be beautiful? Couple more cherries in the middle. I can see this turned into a font for her. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the sky's the limit. So all of this, all of these designs, however many they are all created from one leaf that we made from a rectangle. And I think that's spectacular. And I hope more people get on to this and start making their own stuff. But even so, doesn't that look cute? What about on a shirt, like on a buttonhole? I know when you go into Hatch, you can... A holly snowflake. Well, I'm into that. Yep. Give it a try. A holly snowflake would be beautiful. That's kind of what I was getting at for the circular thing. Okay, let's try it. Oh, how beautiful is that even already? Okay, that's awesome. Let's pump up the scale so they get a bit closer. And that is a heck of a design, you guys. Apply. Did I do apply? It has to think about it. It's kind of complicated, but I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because it was like 12 by 12. Wow. Wow. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Now, if we had these, you know, the leaves set up properly, there would be way less jump stitches. Monogram, that's exactly what I was going for. Snowflake, monogram, I mean, that would catch people's attention for sure. For sure. Let me see how big it is. I'm always checking. Although I can check by the 6 by 6. I can check by the satin stitches on it. So that the berries have split. So I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. And see, yep. So with all of the connection stitches, this would look better, but isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? You can, it is just simply grouped, so you can move, you know, your pieces around and make each one a little bit different with just a couple of clicks, and that might look better. You can make some of them bigger. I would love to put that on my Christmas apron. Yeah, I'm thinking that would be fantastic. I'll do a better job, Misha, and I'll make you one because I think that's a great idea. So let me show you again, just to rub it in a little bit. This is where we started with a rectangle, and this is where we ended with so many cool designs that are simply awesome. I really like this one here, and I really like this one, Snowflake, and I really like this one. I think they would be beautiful. Yep, make them bigger and turn them into applique. Absolutely. You could also, one of my favorite things to do, especially at Christmas, you could take the easy one like this and copy, stay with me, and paste, and change the color of the pasted one. Let's do something really weird. And then we're going to change it, so convert to, I guess run will do it probably, and go to motif and put a motif on it. And I did it wrong because I wanted it as a fill, so let's go back. I'm just rushing, I'm so excited. So right there, we can change it to what we want right here. I was just doing extra steps because, you know, why not? And can you see that? Oh, let's just go a little closer. Maybe I should change that, the color of it. But that, if you do it bigger, that's fantastic. So copy and paste the other one right on top of it. We will make it a completely different color. Sorry, I don't know why I scrolled out. I think I hit my mouse. And go to motif. Let's pick a different one. Something like this. And look how that looks. Look how that looks. Isn't that cool? I'm loving it. You can give it like a lacy look. This one is particularly cool. They're little kind of like bow ties, I guess they're called. Isn't that neat? I think that's really neat. That's what it looks like without everything. So, I mean, we can change the color right there, and then we'll put this back so you can see it better. Now, what do you think? That can be pretty fancy, and you can have fun with it. So all these designs from a little rectangle with a couple of points added to it. So tomorrow I've recorded a video, edited it, and put it up, and it's the start of our new series that we're doing as an extra, and I'll try to get out as many videos as I can about quilting in the hoop. Sorry, it's really dry in here and it's killing me. Quilting in the hoop, and we're going to start right from the beginning, and we're going to start with placement. And then the video after that is going to be how to take it to your machine, and then we're just going to keep doing it. So all my projects will become your projects. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys come up with a million ideas of this beautiful holly that you can make and have tons of fun with it. Remember, it's just from shapes and you do it all yourself. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone, and sorry about the problems. Bye.